Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our new chapter, biomolecules. Okay, biomolecules. What are biomolecules? Biomolecules are fundamental units for living organisms. Okay, biomolecules are fundamental units for living organisms. For example, biomolecules will form organelles. Biomolecules will form organelles. Organelles will form cells. A group of cells will form tissues. Tissues will form organs, and organs will form living organisms. Okay? Some of the biomolecules are like carbohydrate, protein, vitamin, nucleic acids, lipids, hormones. Okay? As I said, biomolecules are fundamental units for living organisms. Biomolecules will form organelles, organelles will form cells, cells will form tissues, a group of tissues will form organs, organs combinedly will form living organisms. Some of the biomolecules I have written here. In this, carbohydrate and protein, these are main food essential constituents of the food. Okay, essential constituents of the food. Essential constituents of the food. And vitamins are main functions of organisms. Okay, remember these points. Vitamins are main functions of organisms. Okay, remember this point. And all, do you know at what pH biomolecule reactions will take place? That is 7 to 7.4. Okay, the pH value of biomolecule reactions is 7 to 7.4. Under this pH, all biomolecule reactions will take place. Okay, now we will discuss about cell and energy exchange. Cell and energy exchange. You know one thing, all energy reactions are take place within the cell. Okay, all energy reactions will take place within the cell. For example, we will see cell and energy exchange. I will write down one equation here, 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus 2880 kilojoule per mole. This is a photosynthetic reaction. Okay, this is a photosynthetic reaction. If you carefully observe this equation here, the reaction requires in the reactant side 2880 kilojoule per mole energy. Thus, this is an endergenic reaction. What reaction, students? Endergenic reactions. And for this type of reaction, delta G is always greater than 0. Okay, this is an endergenic reaction. If you see in our body, the complete reverse of this reaction will take place. Okay, in our body the reaction will take place reversibly. That is, this is an endergenic reaction. For this reverse reaction is exergenic reaction. Okay, this reaction is exergenic reaction. That is, energy is released here. On the product side, energy is released. Okay, further delta G is always less than 0. Okay, remember these 2 points. For example, if you see here ADP, if it release minus 31 kilojoule per energy, then it is adenosine triphosphate, adenosine diphosphate. If you release 31 kilojoule of energy, adenosine monophosphate. What is this adenosine diphosphates? We will discuss it in further classes. Okay, for up to now you see just adenosine triphosphate. When it releases its energy, it converts into adenosine diphosphate. Again adenosine diphosphate to adenosine monophosphate. Okay. Now we will see how carbohydrates are classified. Okay. How carbohydrates are classified. In olden days, carbon hydrated compounds are known as carbohydrates. Okay. In olden days, this is their definition of carbohydrate. Like carbon hydrated compounds are known as carbohydrates in olden days, and they gave one general formula like CxH2OY. The general formula for carbohydrate is given like this: CxH2OY. And present now we are not following that. Okay, and present we are following general formula, but the definition is not that. Why we changed the definition, I will tell you now. Okay. In order this carbohydrated compounds are known as carbohydrates. For example, if you see here C6H12O6 glucose, that is general formula C6H2O6. Okay, like this. Some compounds satisfy carbohydrate general formula but can't behave as carbohydrates. Okay, some compounds satisfy carbohydrate general formula, that is CxH2OY, satisfied, but they can't behave as carbohydrates. What are they? They are formaldehyde. Formaldehyde. Do you know formaldehyde formula? That is HC double bond OH. This is also, see, if you see here, it is satisfying this carbohydrate general formula, but it is not behaving as a carbohydrate. For example, another one is acetic acid. CH3 C double bond OH C2H2O2. Okay, this is also following this carbohydrate general formula, but it can't behave as a carbohydrate. Next we will see some don't obey carbohydrate general formula, but they behave as carbohydrates. Okay, some compounds don't satisfy this carbohydrate general formula. Okay, they don't satisfy this general formula, but they behave as carbohydrates. For example, rhamnose. C5H12O5. If you see here, it is not satisfying this general formula CxH2OY, but these are behaving as a carbohydrates. Yes. And another one is deoxyribose. C6, sorry. Deoxyribose. These two compounds, they are satisfying this carbohydrate general formula, but they don't behave as a carbohydrate. Okay. C5H10O4. This is deoxyribose. Now we will see why new definition of carbohydrate is required. Okay, why new definition of carbohydrate is required? They gave a general formula. Some are satisfying this general formula but can't behave as a carbohydrate. Some are not satisfying the general formula but they behave as a carbohydrates. The new definition is polyhydroxy optically active compounds are known as polyhydroxy optically active compounds are known as carbohydrates. Okay, the new definition is polyhydroxy optically active compounds are known as carbohydrates. For example, I will write down one example: CHO, H, OH, CH2, OH. This dot indicates carbon, friends. Remember, this dot indicates carbon. Okay, for your convenience, this time I will write like this. Okay, CHO, COH, HOH and CH2OH. This is D-glyceraldehyde. D-glyceraldehyde. There are two forms, D form and L form. what is D form, what is L form, we will discuss it in further classes. Okay. If you see, the most commonly used sugar is known as sucrose. Sucrose, that is C6H12O6. And milk sugar is known as lactose. Remember this one. Milk sugar is known as lactose. C12H22O11. Okay. Now we will go further by classification of carbohydrates. Okay. Now we will discuss classification of carbohydrates. How many types these carbohydrates are classified? This is classified into two types. Okay. I will write down as A, B. Two types. What is the first one? Based on number of carbons present in monosaccharides. Okay. First classification is based on number of carbons present in monosaccharides. For reading purpose, I will write somewhat in broad letters. Number of carbons present in monosaccharides. Do you know why carbohydrates are known as saccharides? Because all carbohydrates are sweet in taste. Okay, carbohydrates are generally sweet in taste, so that they are called as saccharides. Based on number of carbons present in monosaccharides. What is monosaccharide? Monosaccharide means a carbohydrate can't be furtherly hydrolyzed. Okay, a carbohydrate can't be furtherly hydrolyzed into simple carbohydrates are known as monosaccharides. Two types of carbohydrates are classified: number of carbons in monohydrates, and second one is based on their hydrolysis. Based on their hydrolysis. Okay, these are the two types of classification of carbohydrates. In monosaccharides, 3 to 8 number of carbons. Okay, 3 to 8 number of carbon monosaccharides will take functional groups aldehyde and ketone with it. The definition is not like that. Like aldehyde and ketones are present with them as a functional groups. Okay, aldehydes and ketones are present with them as a functional groups. Okay, in monosaccharides, 3 to 8 number of monosaccharides present aldehyde and ketones as a functional group with it. Okay, we will see what are that and how the carbons are classified. For example, number of carbons 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number of carbons, and aldehyde as a functional group. Aldehyde as a functional group. Ketone as a functional group. Okay, monosaccharides. I am defining this for monosaccharides. If monosaccharides contain carbon number 3 with aldehyde as a functional group, it is called as aldotriose. And 4 number carbon is called as aldotetrose. 5 number carbon is called as aldopentose. 6 number is called as aldohexose. 7th number is called as aldoheptose. 8th number carbon containing monosaccharide is known as aldooctose. The same for ketone, if you see, the 3 number carbons are known as ketotriose, ketotetrose, ketopentose, ketohexose, ketoheptose, ketooctose. Okay, this is defined for monosaccharides and based upon number of carbons are divided. Okay, I already said carbohydrates are classified into two types based on number of carbons present in monosaccharides. Monosaccharides I said you right. Monosaccharides means a carbohydrate can't be hydrolyzed further into simple type of carbohydrates is known as monosaccharides. And second definition is it can't be hydrolyzed further. This is for monosaccharides. Okay, you can note it down if you want. Now we will see how this aldose, triose, tetrose, pentose, hexose, heptose, octose are divided on based on their stereo, like optically active nature. Okay, let's see. Do you know glucose is aldohexose, okay, and fructose is ketohexose. Okay, glucose is aldohexose and fructose is ketohexose. Aldotriose. First we will write for aldotriose. How many carbons I said aldotriose? 3 carbons, right? One is aldehyde as a functional group. I already said this joint is carbon. Okay, if I write like this, it indicates that the joint is a carbon. Okay. Now if you see here, CH2OH, HOH. Now how many optically active center is there? 1. Okay, this is 1. So what is the optical active formula? 2 power n. It generally indicated as 2 power n, right? How many here? 1. That is 2 power 1 is equals to 2. Okay, 2 forms it is present. One is D form and another one is L form. Okay, one is D form and another one is L form. This is D-glyceraldehyde. You understand, right? We are talking about monosaccharides. In monosaccharides, we took 3 carbon atom with the functional group aldehyde, and for that we are seeing optically active nature, that is 2 power n. Only one optically active compound is here, so that's why 2 power 1, that is 2. 2 means it is divided into D form and L form. Okay, how many, whether it will be like 16 or it will be 8, whatever, it is divided into 2 equal halves. One it is present in D form and another one is present in L form. Okay, for 16 means 8D and 8L. For 8 means 4D, 4L, like this. Okay, now we will see for aldotetrose. Aldotriose is completed, right? Aldotetrose. Aldotetrose. How many carbons are there? 4. Okay. See here, 4 carbons. CHO. Now I will write like this, right? No problem, right? This is an carbon. Okay. HOH. HOH. CH2OH. Okay. This is aldotetrose. Now how many optically active centers are there? 2. 1, 2. That is 2 power 2. That is 4. Now you know, right? 2 D form, 2 L form. Okay, no problem, right? 2 D form and 2 L form. If 2 OH are present at this side, this is known as D-erythrose. Okay, D-erythrose. If one OH configuration is changed to right side, right to left side, then it is called as D-triose. Okay, D-triose. This is for aldotetrose. 2 optically active centers are there. 2 power n, 2 power 2, that is 4. 2 D forms and 2 L forms, that is D-erythrose and D-triose. Now we will see for aldopentose. Okay. Now we will see for aldopentose. Aldopentose means 5 carbons. Now we will see CHO, H, OH, H, OH, H, OH, CH2OH. This is one. This is 3. When 3 OH are present at right side, it is known as D-ribose. Okay, D-ribose. Now we will see another structure for this. CHO, one OH is converted to right to left. Okay, configuration is changed. This is D-arabinose. Okay, if three OHs are present at right side, it is known as D-ribose. If one OH is present, one OH configuration is changed from right to left, that is D-arabinose. Now we will see another. If only third carbon is configuration is changed. Okay, if only third configuration is changed, then it is known as D-xylose. Okay, D-xylose. If two first, second and third configuration is changed. For example, see here. I'm sorry. H, OH, CH2OH. This is D-lysose. Okay. If three OH are present at one side, this is ribose. If only second epimer is changed from right to left, it is known as arabinose. If third epimer is changed from right to left, it is xylose. If both second and third OH are changed to right to left, that is known as D-lysose. Now we will see for aldohexose. As number of carbons are increasing, the names for you are the names for this carbons are increases, and sorry, we didn't see optically active things, right? How many carbon atoms are there? Ribose, arabinose, xylose, lysose. Okay, 4. That means 2 power 4. That is 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16, 16 to the 32. 32. All the pentose, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, sir, 3. 2 power 3, that is 8. 4 dextro and 4 levo. Okay? How many stereocentres are there? 2 power 3. Aldo pentose, right? 2, 3, 4. Okay. 2 power 3, 8. 4 dextro and 4 levo. Now we will see for aldohexose. Okay? Aldohexose. If you see here, aldohexose means how many carbon atoms has to there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last one is CH2OH. OH, 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 OH. Okay? Shall we make it small so that all come in a singleton? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. H, 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 OH, 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 OH. This is one type of structure. And second one is CHO, H, OH, H, H, OH, H, OH, H, OH, CH2OH. This is D-allose. This is D-allose. If one second OH is changed from right to left, it is known as D-aldose. Third one, OH, CH2OH. If third epimer is changed from right to left, it is known as glucose, D-glucose. Okay, this is D-glucose. Now, fourth one, CHO, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and upside one 6. Okay, H, OH, H, OH, OH, H, H, OH. If fourth OH is changed from right to left, it is known as D-glucose. Okay, D-glucose. Now we will see next one. CHO, CH2OH, OH, OH, H, H, OH, OH. Oh, sorry students. H, H, OH, OH. D-glucose. If two OH like second and third epimer is changed from right to left, it is known as D-mannose. Okay, D-mannose. Now we will see another one. If second and fourth epimer is changed, then it is known as D-idose. D-idose. If third and fourth OHs are changed, it is known as D-galactose. Only one is remaining, that is D-talose. Where I will write here. Okay, no problem, right? This is D-talose. If second, third, fourth epimers are changed from right to left, it is known as D-talose. Now we will see how many optically active compounds are here. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 2 power 4. That is 16. 8 D forms, 8 L forms. Okay, you remember it, right? 8 D forms and 8 L forms. This is about carbon classification based on number of monosaccharides. Okay, clear, right? We have seen structures for aldose, triose, tetrose, pentose, hexose. These are polyhydroxy optically active compounds. For that we are taking general formula 2 power n, that is how many are present in that. They are divided into 2, that is one is D form and another category is L form. How many D forms are present? The same vice versa, that many L forms are present. Now we will see what are epimers. While I am writing this structures, right, I told that second epimer, third epimer, fourth epimer. What are epimers? Epimers means except anomeric carbon. Okay, except this anomeric carbon, remaining carbons are known as epimers. If you see here, D-allose and D-aldose. Here which epimer is changed? Only C2 epimer. This is one, right? Anomeric carbon 2, 3, 4, 5. Only second epimer is changed. That is D-allose and D-aldose are C2 epimers. Okay? D-allose and D-aldose are C2 epimers. For example, we have seen glucose. Glucose and galactose. Okay? Glucose and galactose are C4 epimers. Already C3 is here, right? C4 epimers means here also if one OH is there. That's it, right? If this is galactose structure now. That is glucose and galactose are C4 epimers. Now you understand what is epimer? Except anomeric carbon, remaining carbons are known as epimers. Okay? The change in configuration of that carbons is known as epimers. That we will represent as epimers. Okay? You understand, right? What is epimers? One classification is completed. That is based upon their number of carbons. The classification is completed. And the second classification is based upon their hydrolysis. Okay? Based upon their hydrolysis. For example, in hydrolysis, if you see, monosaccharides are soluble. I already said why carbohydrates are called as saccharides, because they are sweet in taste. What are monosaccharides? the carbohydrates which can't be further hydrolyzed into simple carbohydrates. Okay, a carbohydrate which can't be furtherized into simple carbohydrates is known as monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are soluble. Second, oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides. Here only 2 to 10 monosaccharides are soluble. Okay, 2 to 10 monosaccharides are soluble. Third one is polysaccharides. Polysaccharides, the name it indicates, that is more than 100 here. Okay, in polysaccharides we will see more than 100. This is based upon their hydrolysis. So today we will complete our session here. Okay, what we have studied today, what are carbohydrates we are studying, and how many types of biomolecules we are studying, how carbohydrates are classified in olden days, and what is the new definition required for this generation we have seen, and classification we have seen based upon their hydrolysis, based upon the number of carbons we have seen. For that we have seen examples, and optical activity we have seen, how many D forms, how many L forms we have seen. Now what we know the definition, what is monosaccharide and what is saccharide, everything we know today. The next class, in the next class we will see what are oligosaccharides, polysaccharides, structure of glucose, everything we will see. Enjoy the day. Bye.